Sunny day here in LA. I am Barb. I am the executive chef and owner of B Suite and Big Boy, and I am so excited to be here today. This is something that's kind of new to me, so please bear with all my little flaws that I may have today. But I'm excited. I want to share, I guess, what I'm about and what I do. And I have two restaurants in Los Angeles. One is a dessert bar called B Suite, and a Filipino restaurant called Big Boy. And gosh, I have crazy days. It's been a little stressful lately because I cater for MLB. MLB just started its season, and I've been doing it for 9 years now. And I cater for a lot of corporations and Disney. And yeah, it gets to be a little bit stressful at times. But what I love doing is cooking and baking. That's like my most favorite thing to do. So today I'm gonna share one of my recipes with you, but simplified. I am known for my hot bread puddings in Los Angeles, and I have over 60 flavors. And I think when people come into the store and they ask me about bread pudding, they say, are there raisins in it? Is it like grandma's bread pudding? So the answer is always no. Bread pudding started out for me when we had a dessert truck, and I had leftover chocolate chip banana bread, which is one of my signature desserts. And I thought, well, what am I going to do with this leftover bread if I don't, if I can't sell it that same day, because we always bake everything fresh daily. So I turned it into bread pudding. So my first flavor, the original flavor was banana chocolate bread pudding. But today I'm going to be making a birthday cake bread pudding because I feel like everybody has a celebration. There's always a birthday, an anniversary, something to celebrate, or just celebrating life in itself daily. But I'm going to simplify it for you today because a lot of my bread puddings, and most of them, come from recipes that are either my cakes or leftover breads like I just talked about. And but today I feel like I want to have some, I want you guys to be able to have something that's accessible to you, where you can buy a cake mix at the market, eggs, sprinkles, or birthday sprinkles. Oil, water, all those things might be already in your kitchen. So that's something I wanted to share with you today and make it really easy. So anyway. I guess let's start. Sorry, guys. I got a little nervous. All right. So again, we're going to take a bowl, which you probably have in your kitchen, a whisk, and a spatula. And again, like I said, you can find any white cake mix at the grocery store. We're going to pour that in there. And then we're going to put about a cup of water in there and just follow that recipe that's on the back of the box. And probably a quarter cup of oil, and then 3 eggs. Now your recipe sometimes will call for egg whites, but you can put the whole egg in. That works as well, just as well. Get these in here. And I don't know if you've ever made bread pudding before at home, but my mom used to, and she used to make it with day-old bread. I didn't really like it that much because she would put raisins in it, which I can't stand. Just take your whisk and whisk that up real quickly. Again, this is store-bought cake mix. It's going to be simple for everybody. You can even do it with your kids, which is really fun. I always like to kind of get them involved, even though mine is 29 years old and he just got married. Gosh, it was a month ago on the 19th of this month. And I think you can get any kind of sprinkles at the market. Here I have confetti. You can get Jimmy's. I like to put extra. I kind of like to put a little extra of everything. Anything that calls for butter, milk, sugar, I always add a little bit more. And I just have to tell you, even though I am a pastry chef, I am the worst at measuring. I'm terrible at it, actually. So it's going to look like that when you're done with it. And then you're going to pour that into a pan. And you can really take any pan that you have at home. It can be a disposable pan or a pan that you already have. It can be really any shape. You're going to spray that really well. And you're going to pour your batter into it. Sometimes that thing makes me cough. Sorry, guys. Get all of that yummy batter into there. And you'll have that. And you're going to put it in a 350-degree oven or whatever that recipe calls for on the back of the box. Toss it in there. And then as you can see, I don't have any mitts on because it's movie magic. I'm going to take out the one that I already have. And ta-da! It's all done. So you've got your cakes to start out with. You're going to take that. Oh, I'm sorry. Couple questions. Sorry, guys. I don't know if I'm hearing it. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. I didn't have a question. I think I got pulled up because I was trying to compliment you when you got nervous. I'm adoring everything that's happening.
I'm definitely nervous. This is not my thing. You know, I'm in the kitchen. I cook and I bake, but I love talking to people one-on-one. So when the Fireside show came up, I was so excited about it because I actually get to interact with people like you. You know, I go to my store and people come up to me and they say, you know, we never really get to see you at the store. We follow you on Instagram. And my heart just sinks because I feel like I want to talk to everybody. You know, I want to be able to talk to everyone somehow. And I think this is just such a great platform to have now that I can actually do that.
You're doing such a great job. You're going to make me want to bake, and I haven't cooked in years. I don't know. I'm not great at it.
I'm gonna cry because this is my first question on this live show or my first interaction, and that means a lot to me, just as all of them will. But yeah, you know, not everyone can cook and bake. I think I was just talking to a friend today and asked her if she knew how to cook, and she said, you know, I'm terrible in the kitchen. You know, I don't know any better. Like, I mean, I've been baking and cooking since I was 7 years old, so it was something I think that was just kind of innate. I was a latchkey kid. I remember wearing the key around my neck, and my parents would work for a 9-to-5 job. And I would come home and I would bake cookies. I'd get out the recipe book, and then I would cook rice. It was like the first thing I did. I'm Filipino, so my mom, the first thing she taught me how to cook was white rice. So every time I came home at 5, it would already be done. And then I'd bake cookies. And she'd come home and she'd say, "Oh my gosh, it smells so good in here. Where are the cookies?" Like, well, I gave them all to my neighbors.
Oh,
I gave them away. And I think to this day, that's really fun for me to do. I give away a lot of food because I want people to try it. You know, we give tastings at the dessert bar for all the puddings because we have so many flavors, and I want people to know what they're getting. And whenever I do catering, I also do a lot of tastings because, you know, I want you to be sure what you have. But going back to, you know, not knowing how to really cook, I mean, I still feel like it's somewhat of a skill that you can learn to do it. You just kind of have to be patient with it. And there's the one key thing is you've got to taste your food. You know, it may look good, but you've got to really taste it to flavor it well. But I'm grateful to you for calling out the nervousness because it actually calmed me down. So thank you, Natalie.
uh, no problem. Have a great rest of your show.
Thank you. Yeah, we'd love to take another question.
Hi, Barb. It's so good to meet you.
Hi, nice to
Hi.
meet you,
Hi.
Roxanne.
Nice to meet you too. Oh my goodness. I love bread pudding, so I'm excited to watch you make all of the things. I'm curious, and you're doing a great job, by the way, so please know that as well too.
Aw, that's so sweet. Thank you so much.
You really are. I'm curious, bread pudding wise, you said you don't like raisins. Is there a reason you don't like raisins in your bread pudding?
I don't know. I just never liked them. You know, my father and I are just like against raisins, but I love golden raisins and craisins. So any other type of dried fruit like that, I love. There's just something about raisins I just don't like. I'll tolerate them. I'll say that. But you know,
Well,
it does remind me of grandma's kind of old fashioned bread pudding. You know, with just plain bread, like white bread and raisins in it. that was something for me that was, well, I think I need to take that up a notch. And that's what happened with all the flavors that I have now.
Fantastic. One other question. Ice cream, do you believe in it with your bread pudding? Yes or no?
I love ice cream, but I only believe in serving vanilla ice cream on my flavored bread puddings because I feel like if I serve any other flavor on top of it, it takes away from the flavor of the pudding itself. And since I have, I guess, over 60 flavors, I want to make sure that you can try that flavor versus, an ice cream with a different type of flavor. So vanilla for sure.
Awesome. Amazing. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Okay. So I got one more. One more question with Jocelyn. Hi, Jocelyn. Can't hear her. Okay. Is she on there? Hi, Jocelyn. I don't hear her. I can see you.
She's muted.
Uh-oh.
All right, we'll come back to her.
Okay. So anyway, I guess we can go back to the bread pudding while we wait on Jocelyn. I'd love to talk to her. So again, little TV magic. You've got your cake here all ready to go. My hands are clean. I mean, yeah, in the commercial kitchen we use gloves, but in my own kitchen, I'm just going to kind of break all this up. And you can just do it in the pan that you baked it in. And you can see all the little birthday sprinkles in there. And then I have already whipped up a custard, and it's got egg and a little bit of sugar, a lot of vanilla, and we've got all these recipes that are going to be online for you guys to check out. So you've got that mixed up, and I pour it right into here, and then I bake this again for another 20-30 minutes until that egg is cooked, and it's going to look like that. Again, such a great dessert to have. I mean, even just on a regular, night, especially if you've got kids, because you can just serve a small portion to them, and it kind of just does its job. And then when that's all baked off, I've got something that looks like that. And you know what? It looks a little bit less traditional than your bread pudding that you sometimes get in a restaurant where it's kind of cut into squares. So what I use is a scoop to serve it. And just do that, and it looks really pretty. I love the birthday cake one because it's got all the fun colors in it. And then I have here I have a drizzle which I've made out of just frosting that you can actually buy at the market, and you can get a vanilla flavored one. You can flavor it any flavor that you'd like. You've got some flavorings or extracts at home, and you can also color them. And in this case, I did it with my favorite color, which is pink. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of that on there. And then you've got kind of your finished product here. Again, there's so many things that you can do. This is just a simplified way of doing it. I make all of my bread puddings from scratch, from all of my cakes and breads that I make. And, and usually I would do them with the leftover stuff that I had, so I would have no waste. But after 13 years of being in business, I don't really have any leftovers, so I have to actually make the cakes and breads to create my bread puddings. But you can serve it warm, and again, it's a really fun dessert to have when you're having dinner, especially on a cold day you can have it because you can top it off with ice cream like Natalie was talking about, or you can serve it cold too on a warm day like it is today in LA. So anyway, that is a little bit of a bread pudding background. And I hope you guys enjoyed that.
We have Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Barb. I had a question.
Hi.
As somebody who does not bake because I never measure, so I'm only good. I feel like I'm only good at cooking because I can kind of improvise. So, do you have any? I know that you said you don't really measure a lot, and that surprised me as a baker. So, do you have any tips like for eyeballing certain ingredients when you're baking? Because I just have no concept in how to eyeball in order for something to come out right when I'm baking.
Yeah, it's a tough one, and it's almost an embarrassing thing for me. Baking is so precise, right? Everything is measured out exactly the way that's supposed to be. But I've found that when I look up a recipe and I do measure exactly, I'm never really satisfied with it. You know, I talked about always having more butter, having a tiny bit more sugar, or changing up the sugar, you know, the types of sugar that I put in it, whether it's a brown sugar or granulated sugar, or even monk fruit sugar, which I've been using a lot as well lately. I think that consistency is probably how I would describe it, you know, of looking at something and thinking, well, does that batter look too thick or too thin? Usually, you know, you can start out with like a pancake mix to kind of test it out. Pancake mix is not a real, you know, heavy consistency, and it's not real light. It's kind of in the middle. So I found out that I can do that. And then with my baked goods, it's a little hard because I've been doing it for so long, and I think it's just testing it. And terrible, but I do this. I do taste the batter. I know it's got raw egg in it, but I'm still alive after 50 years, right? So I think I'm okay. I will taste it, and I'm just kind of consistent. That's the easiest way to look at stuff. Just give it a try. I think it happens after a while. Like I said, it's been 13 years since I've been doing that. But again, you know what? They're my recipes, so I know them really well. And I think that will happen for you in things that you're baking, that maybe a cake that you've made, you know, over and over again. Just kind of take a look at it and see what, you know, you think it may need. It's a lot of, you know, hit and miss, a lot of mistakes made until you kind of figure it out. There's no specific. Oh, we want to taste these. There's a few people around me, but this is one of my favorite flavors. My other favorite flavor is red velvet bread pudding, because I love my red velvet cake, and that's probably my second favorite. Anyway, we talked about consistency, and it's kind of what it looks like. And, I wish I could feed this to you guys. Sorry, I'm slow. Yum, yum.
Ooh, can Nathan get a bite? Should we bite?
Maybe. Should I feed him? Yay. Nathan, would you like a bite of bread pudding?
I'll take a bite.
Nathan's my awesome cameraman. I wish you could see him right now.
Thank you.
And one more over here on this side. Joe, would you like a bite?
I can't wait.
Then come on camera.
Oh.
This is Joe. Joe's my operations. The thing so even when it doesn't taste good, I can always count on Joe to tell me it tastes good.
I'm ready to try.
There you go.
Thank you. Actually, that's really good. That's really good.
And if I had to, I will mama bird feed you too. I'm definitely and I love feeding people. It's like one of my most favorite things to do.
Thanks, Barb.
You're welcome. So I'm trying to think of what I want to share with you guys next. I mean, there's so much that I do. I kind of want to take you everywhere. All these wonderful people that are watching right now, I want to put you in my pocket and have you travel with me. I've got a lot of catering going on. I cater for Major League Baseball, and the season just started. I am definitely a baseball fan. I am an LA girl, even though I cater for all of the visiting teams that come to Angel Stadium. It's been really fun for me to do that. So tomorrow, because I've also catered for NBA, which the season was just over, I think, a couple weeks ago, we are doing a pancake bar at their corporate office for the Clippers downtown tomorrow. I've got catering for MLB. I don't know which team is next because I can't keep my head straight. It's a lot going on, but I want to take you guys with me, so hopefully you'll follow me wherever I go, and it's going to be fun ride. And thank you so much for letting me do this today.